Hi, this is Tanya Sheridan from inallsassiness.com, and today I want to show you Close to My Heart's brand new Sunburst thin cut background die and what you can create with it. And I'm going to take you through this card series. So first of all, I want to point out that each card is a little bit different because I cut the pieces and then interlocked them and interchanged them. So I wanted to show you that. I'm going to teach you how to create one of the cards, and then I will go back and show you some of the different variations. So let's move the cards out of the way. These are using our You Are Enough, which is our special paper collection that is here for National Scrapbooking Month, which was actually in June, but we are celebrating it in May. We're celebrating it in May and June. So this is the die that is available through Close to My Heart. I believe it's about $16.95. It is a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch die, so it does fit an A2 standard card. You'll see that there's very detailed rims all the way around it, and the best part is you don't have to do the measuring and fussy cut these little pieces, which has been my previous reason why I didn't care to make the Sunburst cards, because it always took so long to do the math and I would never get my angles right. And so this does everything for you, and I'm going to show you that. So before we get started, just some supplies if you're following along at home that you will need. I have my glue dots, I have my foam tape, I have my rose gold loose sequins in the craft jar, which I love for storage. I'm going to use my regular Close to My Heart adhesive runner as well as my scissors, and then as an option the Ranger liquid pearls in the rose gold. So those are the supplies that you would need. If you're following along with the kit, this is what your kit looks like. First of all, you're going to have a photograph which shows you all of the ways I created them, but you can do it however you'd like. You're going to have your overlays and your cards and your envelopes, and then you're going to have individual bags with your pieces, and you'll see that those are all color coded. Basically everything in one bag came from one cut, so I put them together to make it a little bit easier. And then you will have your sentiments, should you choose to use these, or you can do your own. There's a couple of long ones and then some circles and small ones. So those are the contents of your kit. If you are following along and you're missing a piece, or you snip a piece by mistake, what have you, my email address is inallsassiness@gmail.com, and just shoot me an email and I will get that piece replaced for you. So I put the overlays in a clear bag just so that they would be protected. And you'll notice I cut it out several times. So you have 1, 2, 3 of our specialty, which has a rose foil embellished or embossed coating to it. And then there's going to be 4 regular. So we have the peach, the mint, the sapphire, and a mulberry that was designed especially for this kit. Now you'll notice that there's 4 of these and 3 of these. I did that because I wanted some extra mulberry pieces to mix in, although I did not use this overlay. You can use whichever ones that you want, but I wanted to explain why there are extras. So we are going to use this one, which is one of my favorites. I love this color combination. It is the sapphire, and I want to find my card base. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to scoot my supplies over a little bit, is I'm going to take this to my all-purpose mat here on the side, and I'm just going to take my adhesive runner all the way around the card. And I want to make sure that I also get the center and then the little pieces. And I like the adhesive mat, the all-purpose mat, because then I can just wipe it down and take any of that adhesive that lingers off, okay? So then you'll notice it's tacky, and I am just gonna line this up with my card. Super easy, fits absolutely perfectly, no measuring. If you get off and you can't fix it, then you could just flip it and trim your sides. And that's gonna what it looks like. And this would absolutely look beautiful as a card in itself, but we're gonna take it a few steps farther. So here I have the embossed gold foil design, and then you'll notice I use the solid colors. So I'm gonna pull out my blue, my peach, and my mulberry. And those are the ones that I'm going to use for this card. So I'm just going to take all of the pieces out of the bag and put them over to the side. And you can do these cards lots of different ways. There's no right or wrong. I just am the type of person, I don't like to waste good. And these pieces are all really, really good, so I don't want to waste those. Pull out the sapphire. Okay, so now the fun part begins, and it's pretty much a puzzle that you get to put together. So I am going to find the pieces that I want. I'm going to go ahead and do the exact same as, let's see, right here. The exact same as this card, but you can shift it however you want. And I'm going to go ahead and put my adhesive on this and start it with this piece, and they nest right inside. Okay, so then I'm going to go up to the next piece, and what I have been doing is I slide them aside. I think I just had the wrong piece there. If I know I've already used it, then I'm going to slide it aside as I go through them, so I'm not going through the pieces each time. Now you could put your adhesive right onto the card, but for me I found it was just easier to do those there. Okay, so this one has this blue here. Go back to my mat. We're going to slide that piece in. This is such a fun card. You could do so many different things with it. I'm going to go ahead and find the piece for this blue one here, which I can see is a smaller piece, not that piece. Looks like it's that one. Lots of different things that you can do with it. I did a red truck card series, which they turned out super, super cute. I'm thinking it would be great for Christmas. You could do, you know, your Christmas cards, simple, easy, and the best part is it looks like you spent hours and hours creating, and you really didn't. Now you'll notice that with this series I'm doing 3 different color palettes. If you go back and check on my blog, which is inallsassiness.com, you'll see my red truck cards where I only used 2, and those also turned out beautiful. But I used 2 colors, and I'll also show you once we're done how you can do this with the negative space. So pretty fun to put together. An idea that I thought about that you could use is if you have, one of my card ladies has her young grandchildren staying with her for a couple weeks, and how much fun would it be to cut these out. Oops, that one's not the right size. Cut them out and then give all the pieces, you know, if they coordinated, what have you, to younger kids and let them make their own designs. I think that would be a fun rainy day activity. That is not the right piece that I just pulled. Let's see. Is it this guy? I keep going back to that same piece and it's not the right one. So I think it probably flipped. We will move on and then come back and find that piece. Okay, so this one is a longer one, and that one goes here. But anyway, I think it would be fun to just cut lots of pieces and let kids just go at it and create whatever designs that they would like. Now you'll notice our cardstock does have 2 shades to it, 2 colors. There's a light side and a dark side. So you would want, if you were cutting these yourself, to determine what side you would like first, because the pieces are not going to be flippable. So if you don't like this one, you kind of are stuck with it. It's not going to just flip over to the other side. So we're going to put this one in. You'll notice that my little corner is popping, so I'm just going to reinforce that because, whoops, this will probably be handled a lot. You're going to amaze whoever you give it to. They're going to be so excited that you did so much work, and of course you're not going to tell them your secret, right? Let's see, that little guy flew up. And that one goes there, and then we're back to that stubborn little blue piece, so we will find that one. I have done all of mine flat. Every single one is flat, and you could totally do it not flat. if you wanted. That one does not seem to fit. Oh, it was hiding, I think. Nope, that's the same one, isn't it? That doesn't fit there either. Okay. We are going to make this one fit. So it's going to be a little bit different of a shade. So I'm going to put it right here. Just like that. And trim it to fit. Okay. And I will make it, actually, if you do put the adhesive on the wrong side and you have to alter it, we're going to put it down like that, and then it looks perfect. The seam is seamless. Okay, so then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our sentiment, which is the happy birthday, and I would prefer to use the thick tape over, or the wide tape I should say, over the narrow. I always use the thin, but the wide fits the sentiment, this 1/2 inch sentiment, almost perfectly, so it's not gonna dip. And this is just going to go right down here, just like that. And then you're gonna take your rose gold sequins, and you can pick out whichever ones that you like. I tend to use my lid so that I can pick and choose. It's not as deep, it's more shallow. And then I just put them on my glue runner and put them right down. I did think that the pink ones looked really pretty with this combination. And I try to separate the sizes a little bit and use a couple of different sizes and a couple of different shades. But you could be really picky and you could cherry pick them and do whichever ones that you want. There's a little one. The hardest part is picking these up. We're gonna put one up here, and then we're gonna put one down here. And again, you could use however many you want. You don't have to do just the ones that I did. Okay, so then I did not do on my first card, but I wanted to show you because it is one of my favorite things to do. I'm using the rose gold liquid pearls from Ranger. I want to make sure these are all pressed down. And then I like to go and just squeeze a little dot, that jump ship there, into the center of my sequins. And this rose gold matches these sequins absolutely beautifully. And that's all you have. That is your finished card. So I wanted to show you a couple of variations. So this is the one, of course, that we just did. This one, you will notice I used a solid cardstock. Oops, let me pull it down so we can zoom a little bit better. It's a solid cardstock, and then I used the pieces that were cut out from cutting this frame and the other frames with the gold foil, the silver or the rose gold foil design on it. And so I put those all the way around. And so I liked the way that that one turned out. I also popped up this little circle, which is one of our stamp sets. I will add that in the comments. But it has lots of fun little circle images on it. Let's see if I can pull it out of the carrier sheet for you. It's called Spot On Sentiments. And you can see I have used many of them already. Let's see if the white helps it a little bit. But there's lots of fun designs. They do stamp the background, so it looks really nice if you put it on a circle. These circles were 1 1/4 inch, I believe. I will double check that for you as well. And I liked the outline showing around them. But you could cut a smaller circle, or you could cut directly in the hole, whatever works best for you. So this is one variation. This is another variation, very similar, just a different color background, and then all of the pieces are put together. This one is the same as this one here. So this has the rose gold foil on the outside, and then all of the cardstock goes inside. But instead of using a circle sentiment up here, I just stamped the Just Because from one of our stamp sets, cut it out and popped that up on foam and put it at an angle. And I just thought that that kind of added some flair to it. And then these two are very, very different, similar but different. So for this one, I used the gold foil and did the overlay. I put it on my white card, but I only added the mint and the peach cardstock, and then I left openings for the white to show through from the bottom. So I thought that that looked really neat, and it gave you kind of a different way to see it with the negative space. I also, instead of the rose gold sequins for this one, because it was a lighter color, I used the iridescent kind of metallic butterflies from the You Are Enough, and I just thought that that one was very pretty. It is stamped in peach, which is a very soft and subtle color. You could of course stamp something a little bit darker if you wanted, or you could run it through on your Cricut or what have you, but I really liked the subtleness of this card. And then for the last one, I did the opposite. So for this one, I took the overlay that looks like this, laid it down onto my card, did not adhere it. I filled in all the pieces and then pulled that back up so that you saw the white lines of the sunbeams and you didn't see the overlay. So lots of fun ideas that you can do with this wonderful die. Again, it's about $16.95 and the possibilities are absolutely endless. So if you have any questions, shoot me an email. I'd be happy to assist. Otherwise, have a great day and make it sassy.